Okay, crypto time. Bitcoin. Good time to have a chat about Bitcoin. Through the roof. You can see from the weekly chart here. That's probably the best perspective. I'll blow that up. Yeah, just absolutely through the roof. Been a really good run on the weekly chart there, as you can see through the previous high. So in theory, that's a nice buy signal. We have broken the previous high, and that usually means that markets are going to go significantly higher. I'm not going to bother to try to project targets. It looks like it's going up. I can put Fibonacci extensions on there and blah de blah, but it won't give me any idea of the pace at which the market will rally. It won't give me any idea how quickly we'll get to the targets or which targets we'll hit. I think really most people just care about that Bitcoin's going up, and it does look likely to be the case. Now, if you want to have a look at the best, for me, here's a tip. On the hourly chart, the moving averages work really well when the market is in a strong bull trend, and they will give you good support levels. Now, here's the case in point. This is going back to the end of September, so this is about a month's perspective. It's the rally over the last month, and you can see I've got a black line. That's a 50-day moving average. That can work quite well. Sometimes maybe intraday. But the blue line is the 100 hour and the 50 hour. The blue is the 100-hour moving average. Now that is the one that really does work very well as a support level, as you can see. Sometimes we break just a little bit below that, but then we keep going. Now, if we do slip below the blue 100-hour moving average, you can be pretty sure that the red 200-hour moving average will pick up. So if you're looking to buy Bitcoin, you're not sure where, you can start buying at the blue line. Save some bullets in case it hits the red line, the 200-day moving average, and then you can load up with some more. And as long as we are in a bull trend, these moving averages usually will hold. The moving average crossovers, if you know about those, if you don't, go to my YouTube channel and you'll find lots of education on how to read these moving average crossovers. But they also work quite nicely. Look, as the slower moving averages, the 50, the 100, cross above the 200, that gives us a nice buy signal. It worked really well. When we get up through the 500, which is my green moving average, that gives further bullish confirmation. And really, as you can see, once they cross, the market accelerated to the upside. That's really common in a bull market and worth understanding. Now, what happens if the market breaks the 200? That's when you start to worry. Now, the 200-hour moving averages, hang on, I've got a massive screen here. Let me just see where it's at. Okay, that's a 61,000 on the hourly chart. The 200-hour moving average is around 61,000 now, but of course it's going up every hour. It's increasing in price. So for me, I have some Fibonacci levels which are around 60,500. So the big support level, if we dump, is 61,000 down to 60,500. I would be surprised to see it off 10%, but you never know with Bitcoin. As long as that holds today, then bulls are okay. Bulls are still in charge. Would be a good buying area. We can take off from there. Now there is some support around 63,500, 63,000. That would be the first important support level. If we hold that, bulls are still in charge, and it doesn't matter that we've dipped below the previous all-time high. So just watch that level, 63,500, 63,000. If that breaks, we must hold 61,000 down to 60,500. A break below 60,000 and I will turn negative on Bitcoin. Ripple is in a very, very different pattern indeed. So if we look at the weekly chart, can I get this? Yep, there we go. Weekly chart, need to spread this out. Not a lot of data for Ripple. There we go. I don't know what you want to make of that pattern. Obviously, Ripple went through the roof. Then it had an enormous crash. Now, we haven't got anywhere near the previous all-time high. So this is a very different picture indeed. For me, this is a triangle pattern. So it's more of a sideways pattern. And you can see, let me just open this out a little bit. You can see that we're holding the downside. The downside actually, the ascending lower trend line has got the 200-day moving average as a backup support level. So that's working really, really well. We break below the 100-day moving average, that could be a problem. But we're nowhere near there at the moment. Me and or my subscribers at least were buying down at this big support level and it's pushed back up. So now we need to get through that big trend line resistance, which is around that 120. Hang on, let me get that for you. The 126 to 129 area. That is the level that needs to hold now. Sorry, that is the level that needs to be broken now. That is really the only resistance you need to worry about. Now, you know, a lot of crypto markets are going higher, so that might well break. Talking of which, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum ETH had this real nice trend line which was holding beautifully, but finally we broke up above it for a nice buy signal. We were buying that through 3,800. Nice. Now, where have we got to? Let's have a look on the weekly chart. The longs are working on the break. We're heading up towards the previous all-time high. Bitcoin tested the previous all-time high, struggled, then broke higher. Will Ethereum do the same thing? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. If it doesn't, then we have a huge double top issue here. And I guess we would probably get the early heads up from Bitcoin, because Bitcoin would fail to hold above sort of 65,000. If that happens, then Ethereum may not break the previous high. And then, of course, we could have a double top, and then we could have a real massive sell signal. But I'm jumping the gun. Right now, we don't have that problem. It all looks pretty positive. The first support level for me today is around 40,000. I'd say 4050 to 4,000. The big buying opportunity is going to be around 3,900 if we fall that far, and we absolutely must hold that level. If we don't hold 3,900, we're back below the trend line, and then I'm going to be a lot more negative. But I assume that will happen. I assume that will hold. We seem to be powering ahead. We're making further gains this morning from the original high around 42.42. So looks like we will test the all-time high, and that will be the big test. For Bitcoin and Ethereum, I would really like to see by the weekly close, certainly Bitcoin to hold above the previous all-time high, and for Ethereum to break the previous all-time high. That really would be a very positive signal. And actually, we're coming up to the end of the month, so that would also be quite significant if they can make new highs towards the end of the month. Then that is exactly what the bulls would like to see. Okay, so I hope that's been useful. Keep an eye on those moving averages; they really do help. And on that note, let's have a look at those moving averages in Ethereum. Well, as you can see, as we had a consolidation phase here, and we actually broke the moving averages. Now, this is something you need to think about. When the price breaks below the moving averages, that's obviously negative. Here, we didn't quite get as low as the 500-hour moving average. The market recovered. So once the market got back above the price, got back above the moving averages, back above the 50, the 100, and the 200-hour moving averages, that was when it all got very positive again. So really, this was just a bull flag. The market rallied, traded sideways in a consolidation pattern, and then rallied. So you would have been concerned when the market broke the support levels, broke the moving average levels, moving average supports. But once we got back above them, of course, we quickly accelerated. If you had some buys in around the 500, well, you never would have got them anyway, so that didn't particularly matter. And then you started getting the moving averages crossover positive again, and of course the market took off. So the second time the market dipped, well, I should say consolidated really, because it didn't dip very far. Of course, the red 200-hour moving average worked perfectly as support. And then, of course, as soon as the price got back above all that little cluster of moving averages, woof, look how it accelerated. So just again, watch for the price break above the hour moving averages to indicate that we're about to take off again. That's quite useful. I hope that's helpful. Keep an eye on my YouTube channel, and do contact me if I can help you.